PR Connections Radio presents. This episode of Thinking into Results is brought to you by Classy Communications PR and Advertising. Classy Communications provides public relations and marketing solutions for businesses, professionals, and nonprofit organizations. They can deliver the true meaning of your business with press releases, social media marketing, web development, email marketing, book publishing, and much more. Wherever your potential clients are, they can help you connect with them. Visit classycommunications.net to learn more about their suite of services that can help your business stand out from the rest. Classy Communications is your solution for business success.
I guess you can be very successful without one, and probably some people do. But I would not have accomplished anywhere near what I have accomplished without a mentor. I have had a number of mentors, and my whole life has changed dramatically. I went from going nowhere to having a business that operates all over the world. If you want to win in a big way, you want to get a mentor. It's almost like getting a direct pipeline from their mind to your mind, where you're gaining all their wisdom, all their experience, and all the studying that they've done over a number of years. And like that, you get it all in a short period of time. Are mentors important? Well, I'm going to tell you, mentors literally changed the course of my life. Let's take a look at what Thinking into Results is and what it could do for you, how it came about. You see, my life had changed dramatically. I went from earning nothing to earning over $1 million a year. And I was sitting one day and I was thinking, how did all this happen? Do you know, I was reading Think and Grow Rich. I was studying Earl Nightingale's material. But a lot of people have read those books and studied Earl's material. And they weren't accomplishing what I was accomplishing. So I had to ask myself, what am I doing so different? You see, I had been raised to believe if you're going to earn a lot of money, you've got to be really smart. I was earning over $1 million a year, and I didn't think I was that bright. I was also raised to believe if you don't go to school, you can't win. Well, I hadn't gone to school. I went to high school for about 2 months. I didn't have a good job. I owned the entire company. If you want to be happy, healthy, and prosperous, it's all here. Thinking into Results is going to show you how to get it. If what I've said really triggered something in your mind and you're thinking maybe, contact the certified PGI consultant. Hit the button, leave the information. Do yourself a favor. Sit down and talk to them about what this program can do for you. This very well could be the decision that will change the rest of your life.
Thank you, Bob. I'm Sid Maestri. I'm a certified consultant with Thinking into Results. And our presenting our show today is S&J Mentoring. And this is our first podcast for the year. And we want to talk about resolutions today. But first, I have a comment or two about Thinking into Results. If this is your first visit with us, and what does it mean, thinking into results? You have to change your thinking to get different results. Or another way, if you want something you've never had before, you're going to have to do something you've never done before. And having a new habit, your subconscious is going to resist that because it goes against the grain of who you really are, your programming. So today, most people talk about New Year's resolutions with disdain that they don't work. Particularly the most popular example is people are going to join the gym. And I've talked to some of the gyms and they said, well, most of the people that join on January 1st are not coming to the gym by February 1st. But I believe we can accomplish anything we want. You have to write it out. A side note is Thinking into Results, the foundation came from the book Think and Grow Rich by Napoleon Hill, published in 1937. One of the key things in the book is having a goal, writing out your goal, when you want it, and what you want to do with it, and what you have to give for it. What do you have to do? And then have a plan. You got to write out your plan. And I believe firmly that you need a accountability partner. My favorite story was my first experience. This is back in 2015. And I wanted to release some weight. I don't like to use, I want to lose some weight. Well, if you say you want to lose it, the universe is going to help you find it. It comes right back at you. So I met a lady that had a balanced life, was the term that she used. It was a 6 weeks program, 42 days. And I want to say it was really simple. You had to exercise 30 minutes every day. You had to drink half your weight in water, ounces. You had to write down everything you ate during the day. And by 9 o'clock at night, you need to text what you ate that day. If you weren't eating healthy, then you would be reprimanded. So I was in a small group. I did what I was told. I was getting up and walking 30 minutes a day. And I was getting up at 6 a.m. It was still dark because this is in early March. At the end of the 6 weeks, I had lost 15 pounds. Like 2.5 pounds a week. I want to say it was effortless. And the other people, no one else had success. So I asked the coach, why didn't other people succeed? And it's really, really simple. They didn't do what they were supposed to do. They had black and white in front of them. It's very easy to do these tasks. Well, to report on the tasks, but to do them. It's a commitment. Another word I like. You're going to make a commitment. Whatever your resolution is, you're going to make a commitment. Now, there's a difference between commitment and being interested. When you're interested in something, you do what's convenient, what's easy. When you're committed, you do whatever it takes. You do the things that are unpleasant because the reward is greater than being unpleasant, not doing something. Oh, I have some things written down when I'm self-conscious about looking down at something. I had my secret sauce. That's where it just comes to me. I had a picture, taken maybe 20 years before. And I was looking good. I weighed less than I did when I was starting this program. But I had this picture in my kitchen, right where I was normally preparing my meals. And I'm seeing that every day, multiple times. I want to look like that. So that was an extra support. So I feel very strong having an accountability partner. If you're doing one-on-one, it'd be someone that you're not real close with. I need someone else that wants some support for their resolutions, their goals. And I participate in a game called the Habits Game. You have to excuse me. I think someone was supposed to come here at noon. I'm on a Zoom call, so come on in and do your thing. And there's a cat in the box. He's over there now. What's your name?
Ricardo. Ricardo. Yeah. Richard.
Do what you have to. I've got people looking at me. Well, I sincerely apologize for leaving. I'm in the middle of planning, remodeling my house, and I had one of the people that's handling some of it was doing some inspections, and I forgot that he was going to be coming by. So we want to get back to the habits game. And I'm going to share my screen. I can figure out how to do that. Okay, share screen. And I'm going to select what we want to look at. Then I'm going to share it. And we've got the whole thing. So we have 8 things every, you're working this every day. You have a new partner every 2 weeks, and it's Monday through Saturday. You don't have to record what you're doing on Sundays. So for sleep, you want something for sleep. I put lights out by 10. Planning my day, 6 most important tasks, write that out. And then I have a main priority, which I'm going to spend 100 minutes on. This is Legal Shield, which is a program that you could have an attorney on retainer, available 24/7. And exercise. Well, I'm doing some physical therapy. They have me on a bike. I've got some weights going. Nutrition for me, looking at eating healthier, fruit and veggies, juicing or salad. A minimum, at least 2 out of 3 meals. I'm having that. My personal challenge is posting on social media, so I'm going to post something every day. And under love, I put my daily prayer and gratitudes. And my daily prayer, just to share this with you, I use a particular phrase, happens to be from the Bible, Psalm 46:10. Be still and know I am God. So we're in that 7 words. So working with those 7 words in a repetitive way. I like to do it for 10 minutes in the silence. Put the timer on my phone. And then Dana's my partner. Dana's one of my contacts with PR Connections Radio. So every day I have to click on this to send her a high five, and she gets the 20 points. She has to say hello to me for me to get 20 points. So these are 10 points on each item, except for your main priority. You want 100 minutes to get 20 points. If you do less than 100, minimum 10 minutes, then you're going to get 10 points. So there's 100 points together here. And I'm going to leave this now. But every cycle, you get to change or keep them. And it's $10 a month. And if you can see the habits game, habits-game.net, NETLIFY.app, APP. That takes you to your task for the day. So we will stop the sharing, and I'm back with you, Magic. I've been working with that for a couple of years, and it is interesting. Sometimes I'm really on top of everything, and then something comes up to let's say some challenge in life, and I fall off the wagon. I might go for a week and not do any of those things. But I have a partner. We see what we're both doing, but we don't call each other out because we know it's something that you get at 0 for a day because maybe you're traveling. So you've got nine things that you can change. Is it 8? 7. You got 7 different areas. And for me, maybe the strongest one or the difficult one is getting my lights out by 10 o'clock. That's when I struggle with the most. So getting back to where we are here, the I think we're addressing your our resolutions that you're doing every year. Going to the gym, exercising, the weight loss. You might be having once a week, you have date night, and you never seem to have date night every week. But if it's written out, and you tell your partner, there's your support. So back to when you know what you want, you've written it down. And I refer to Think and Grow Rich by Napoleon Hill. I'll give you a little background. Think and Grow Rich is the foundation of the Thinking and Results program from the Procter Gallagher company. And Napoleon Hill went to interview Andrew Carnegie, who was the richest guy in America in 1900. He had a steel company. And when Napoleon Hill went to interview him, Andrew Carnegie had, let's say, a theory or just a thought that successful people are dying and no one knows how they did it. And he had these thoughts that, I went through the interview of successful people. I'll give you an introduction to 500 people. And it's going to take you 20 years to interview everybody. We're talking about Henry Ford, Johnny Rockefeller, Thomas Edison. These were people who got to know and found out what made them tick. So he's sitting in Andrew Carnegie's office, across the desk from him, and he makes the proposal, Napoleon Hill, that he'd like him to find out what's the common ingredients of success for people. And he would have to support himself. All Andrew Carnegie would do would make the introductions. And Napoleon Hill agreed to do that in 29 seconds. Because I have a CD in Napoleon Hill telling the story. He didn't know he had a minute, because Andrew Carnegie had his watch below the desk. And then he asked Napoleon Hill, he had something for him to say, and he had to write it down. Andrew Carnegie, I'm not only going to match your achievements in life, but I'm going to challenge you at the post and pass you at the grandstand. And Napoleon Hill says, I threw my pencil down and I said, I don't believe that. And Carnegie said, I know you don't believe it, but I'd like you to say that twice a day in front of the mirror when you get up before you go to sleep, and do that for 30 days. Can you do that? Napoleon Hill says, I can do that. Well, at the time, Napoleon Hill is rooming with his brother in the apartment. And he was, let's say, embarrassed. He didn't tell his brother about what he was going to do. He had closed the door to the bathroom. And I'm presuming he didn't speak real loud at the beginning. And he says, after 2 weeks, nothing was happening, but after 2 weeks, he saw a little glimmer of light. After 3 weeks, the light was getting pretty big. By the end of the 30 days, he knew he could do it. He had the confidence he could do it. How did that happen? The repetition. When you're doing your goals and you've written it out in your plan, and you're speaking to yourself from the mirror, You want to do it with emotion. Emotion is, I'm going to say, feeds the subconscious when you bring an idea up with emotion. I refer to it as bringing passion to your goal, bringing passion and unbridled enthusiasm. And I've been using that expression, I know 6, 7 years, and I cannot say that with unbridled enthusiasm. I always have a big smile every time I say that. I'm not trying to say it because I know the system works. I know you can change feeding into your subconscious. You're speaking to your subconscious. When you're reading, just reading it, you're communication with your subconscious. And I like to say the subconscious is your gatekeeper. It's an okay to take the action on an idea, or there's resistance. You know what you want, you know what you have to do, and you don't do it because you're uncomfortable. We call it the terror barrier. When you reach up against something that needs to be done to get your success, to get what you want, you're fully convinced that you're committed, and you go to do it. You don't do the things that you need to do. And we have an expression that's been very popular for a number of years: doing the same thing over and over again and expect different results. They call that insanity. So what we teach at Thinking in Results, you have to change your results. I mean, you have to change your thinking. You have to do something in another way. And you have to recognize where this resistance is and be able to identify it. I use the polar opposite, not the polar opposite. I use affirmations, positive affirmations. And I'm going to use the weight loss. An affirmation might be in the present tense. I'm so happy and grateful now that I'm struggling with my weight loss. I've always been struggling with it. And you put it in the positive. I'm so happy and grateful now that I easily exercise, I eat healthy, and I reached the state of health I desire. My weight's great. I've got more energy. I smile more. People want to know what's going on. But that's what you have to do. You have to know, you have to be able to identify what you want. It's not like, well, I like to use an example. I want a red Ferrari. I'm so very grateful now that I'm going to get a red Ferrari. No, it's got to be in the present tense. I'm so happy and grateful now that I not just have a Ferrari. I'm so happy and grateful now that I love going out on Sunday mornings when no one's on the highway in my red Ferrari, and I can picture that. But the story and the vision is written. It's happening right now. It's done. And you're programming your subconscious, and you start doing all the things you have to do to reach your goal. If you're talking about a Ferrari, we're talking about dollars. We're talking about good health. We're talking about the exercise. Abbott Scheme has an extra exercise block there. The minimum could be walking for 30 minutes. Could be riding in the gym, the bike in the gym. I used to do that a lot. Each time I tried to I wanted to cover more ground. 30 minutes, maybe I can only do five miles. Pretty soon I'm doing 6 miles as I get faster and faster. That takes a number of weeks and consistently going to the gym. Being consistent is the key thing in life. Biggest challenge, be consistent. Biggest challenge is going after something that you've been thinking about for years. We call it the C goal. You have a big goal, one you've been thinking about, a resolution that you get every year. It can be any big goal that you have. You've never done it before. We call our goals ABC goals. A goal, you know how to do it. The B goal, you get all the everything lined up. You've got support, you got a plan, you got the money, but you only think you can do it. Roadblocks come up and you lose interest. But the C goal is one that you've never had before. And to get started, I like to say, well, the hardest thing to do going after a goal is that first step. And the first step of what we're talking about is writing it down. This is the goal I want. You might get a vision board, have some pictures of things that you want. But going after the C goal is a journey. There's a number of things about the C goal. But it's who you become on the journey. When you reach a C goal, you're now prepared to go something bigger and better and higher. And you've got confidence because you've just done one of the goals, a goal you've never done before. There's some magic in going after a big goal, a C goal. And that is, once you're committed and you've got your plan, part of your plan. And as you move towards it, the goal, things happen. You meet somebody, you hear something, you come across an article, information comes from all kinds of sources into you, which I'm going to say influences your thinking. You start getting new thoughts, and you're wrecking new thoughts. Thoughts that will help you get what you want. There's an expression I like to use. Whatever you want, the universe will conspire to bring that to you. Now, the other side of the coin is an expression. Be careful what you say after I am. If you say, I am really struggling, I don't like my job. Well, if you're struggling and don't like your job, the universe is going to give you more struggling. You say, I got a new job. I just love my new job. I love the opportunity. You've got this positive thinking going on, positive energy. The universe will bring you what you need to reach that goal. And I could say it's an act of faith. But I can tell you, this process, what we teach with thinking in results, you will have the confidence, gain the confidence to do these things you've never done before. Actually, I'm almost running out of time here. So you can go to I got a couple sites for you. We can just do sidmaestri.com. That'll take you to Bob Proctor, and you can learn all about the Thinking in Results program. And you can also go there and get reach out to us, and we can set up a time for a discovery session. So I'm seeing I've got 1 minute to go. I love PR Connections. We've been doing this for 1.5 years. We've got a great inventory. You want to watch some of the archive, prconnectionsradio.net. prconnectionsradio.net. There are other podcasts that they have in their library, Thinking the Results. Take the time, you're going to find some interesting things. So with that, I'm going to bid you adieu. Parting is such sweet sorrow. I will see you next week. Thank you for joining us. Well,
PR Connections Radio thanks you for watching this podcast. Check out more episodes of this show and our others at prconnectionsradio.com.